You've had it with dumb bombs and you're looking for a more precise solution. Okay, continue watching then. Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Okay, I'm going to keep this tutorial as simple as I can. We're going to take a look at how you can drop guided bombs with both GPS mode and dual mode with the I-TGT system, in short for Integrated Targeting System, for Firewheel's ground attack capable aircraft. Now on top of that, I'm also going to show you how the last two tutorial videos can help you achieve what we're going to do today. Alright? Okay, I'm in Firewheel's F-16C. Now, before we do anything, let's go and take a look at the map. Alright? So, we have two objectives for today. One is GPS bombing, and two, or rather second, is a dual mode bombing, meaning to say GPS plus laser. For this tutorial, it's going to get a little bit complicated. It might get a little bit complicated. Alright? So I'm just going to go through all of those things as simple as possible. I'm just going to give you the more important points. You can figure the rest out later on. Now, let's just go through what's GPS and what's dual mode, okay? So, GPS, you designate this target, the bomb will drop there, done, alright? Whereas in dual mode, you designate this target, okay? And you can fine-tune its drop later on within a specific area, okay? I'll show you later on, and then, yeah. So, let's go on to this, the next step, alright? Bringing all your payloads. Now, let's access the AMS. In order to use a dual mode, you need a GPS guiding system, which is already in your in your bomb already, and then you have a laser designator. You need a laser designator to work this thing out. Now, the laser designator can come from your plane, a buddy's plane, or someone on the ground. Okay. So in this case, I'm in a single player scenario and I'm alone. So I'm going to load up this lightning pod. Okay. I usually use lightning pod, but you can use any pod that has a laser detonator in it. Alright, makes sense? Okay, so lightning pod for this one. I'll put a fuel tank just to keep myself in the air a bit longer. So, now that you need, you already have the designator, and the next thing we're going to do is to look for a bomb that is, how should I put this, is capable of doing both GPS mode and dual mode. Dual being GPS plus laser once again. Alright, so, if you are learning all of this ordnance like bombs, missiles, and rockets. For this tutorial, we're just going to simply work with EGBU12 Enhanced Paveway 2. Alright? I'm going to bring 3 of each on each pylon, so it's 4 and 6. Okay? Now, that's it. This is all we're going to work with today. Okay? So I'm going to click apply. And then once the prompt comes up, then you can press cancel. You can see how the thing's loaded up. 3 on each pylon, same weapon. Now I'm going to turn on the engine, and then I'm going to taxi out to the runway. Then I'll see you guys there. Okay, now that we're on the runway, a couple of things to take note is that you can do your I-TGT on the ground, but it will start jerking around because of the autopilot that will activate once you bring up this interface. Alright? So, right now what I'm going to do is to take off and immediately bring up the interface, and also to show you how the autopilot does its own thing, and then what you can work on your interface. Alright, so full power. My flaps are down. Full flaps actually. Wait till about 140 or 240 or something like that. Yep, gently pull up. Gear up. Flaps up. Alright. Now here comes the part where you configure your interface and all that stuff. Okay, so scroll down, and then I'm going to select with mouse click. Select with middle mouse button, open I-TGT system. Now your plane will dip down or slow down. Don't just leave it alone. It will cruise at, I think, a specific height. If I'm not wrong, it's about 100 meters above ground level or sea level, if I'm not wrong. Okay, this is the autopilot in play. So in this when this whole autopilot is activated and you are in this interface and all that stuff, you're not able to control your plane, so just let it do its thing. Okay? Okay, so interface. Let's just go through some symbology and all that stuff, and then we can work on the buttons later on. So first things first, you will see mode GPS slot number 1 and 8 digits. Regarding 8 digits, or rather 8 digit coordinates, right? I'm not gonna go through this one today because I'll just make things simple and then just go through the GPS and dual mode for now. And I guess most of you will be using that mode anyway. But just do take note that Arma provides, or rather Arma3, provides a 6-digit coordinate. You have to convert it to 8 digits or 10 digits depending on what's needed. Alright. the text box is over here. You can enter it and then press enter from here. Okay, now what else? Okay, buttons. So this is your slot number. Alright, so slot up and down, it will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. You have only maximum of 5 slots. Alright, so designate. Alright, so I'm going to push back to slot 1, and I'm going to scroll out. So this map, you can just drag it with by holding down your right click and then just drag it. Okay, so we're going to work with the first objective, GPS. Alright. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that regarding this both objectives here, both of them are similar aside from color. So you have a convoy and a marker that is away from the convoy. We will always be, okay, in this tutorial at the very least, we will be designating this symbol instead of this convoy. Alright, and I just want to show you what's the difference between GPS and dual mode, which is, once again, dual mode is GPS plus laser designation. Okay, so slot number, we've already gone through. Minimum of 1, maximum of 5. And then now, in order to designate your location, designate a location, give it a GPS location. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so this is a compound of sorts and then a building down here. So in order to designate your target, you have to go, you hover over here. It says DGN. So it says designate the target location and send it to the memory. A lot of big words, complicated words, long words, doesn't matter. As long as you click on this, click on the map, you will see that it's designated. Now, it is designated, yes, but it's not over yet. You have to select the designation. So, how do you select a designation? Simply go to SEL, which is to select. Once you hit that, it will bring up this circle and arrows pointing inwards. Make sense? Okay? Now, how do you clear your target? Clear your selection. Sorry. So the next step is to clear your selection. In order to delete a target, you have to clear your selection. Make sense? So in order to clear your selection, you have to just hit this button, and then your this circle and this symbol will disappear. Right? Circular symbol will disappear. So I click on it, and then it disappears. Okay. Now to delete, just simply hit this delete button and done. All right. So that's the basic done. Okay. Now here's something slightly more complicated. So I'm going to designate with let's designate here. Okay, targeting pos 1. Okay, say for example you need a second position. Okay, now navigate to your slot button. You see that slot 1. Okay, this number here, targeting position number 1, corresponds with the slot number X, whatever this number is. Right. So say for example, I like the number 4. Okay, just say, as for example, in this tutorial. So I'm going to navigate myself to slot 4. Alright, over here you see slot number 4. Okay, once I click on designate, and then the next thing to do is click on the map. You will see TGT pos 4 because I'm in slot 4. Make sense? Okay. Now say for example you want to select slot 1. Okay. In order to make your selection, you have to be at that specific slot number. For example, I'm in slot 4, but I want to select slot, I'm in slot 4, I want to select slot 1, which is also pos 1. I have to head to slot number 1, and then hit the select key. Alright, now say for example I made a mistake, and then now maybe actually it's 4 instead of 1. Now you cannot simply just head to slot 4 and then you just click select. It doesn't switch that way. You need to clear a selection in order to make a new selection. Make sense? So let's clear the selection. Clear selection. Same thing, I want slot 4. So I already cleared my selection and I'm just going to select slot 4. Say for example I want slot 3, which doesn't exist right here at all. It's not going to work. Okay? You can clear, but you can never select slot 3 because it's not designated yet. Okay? So for the sake of this tutorial, let's clear away targeting pos 4. So I'm at slot number 4. I just hit delete. Pos 4 is gone. Okay. I want to fine tune my GPS position. So I'm just gonna delete 1 and then redesignate specifically at this spot. Just I don't know, just right outside this door. Once again, let me repeat. Once you have designated your GPS coordinates, it's not over yet. You have to make a selection in order for the so-called computer to actually understand that, okay, you really want pos number X. Okay, in this case, it will be pos 1. Make sense? Okay, so once you have done your selection, your next step is to drop a bomb. So simply get out of this interface and then fly to your target. Alright, I'll see you guys when I'm nearer to the target. Okay. Okay, so we are about 9 clicks out. I'm going to slow down my plane right now. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give you a specific number at where you should drop and how high you should drop. Just give or take, alright? Just around 5 clicks will be fine. You don't really have to have a specific number at a specific height, alright? So I'm going to slow down my plane by quite a bit. Now, in order to activate your targeting port, alright? Or rather, look through the camera of the targeting port. Simply hold down left control and then hit right click. You should see this is your camera, targeting camera, okay? So, notice how this camera is just going along and away, right? We have this function called area lock, or I like to call it geo lock. It's much easier to understand, okay? All you need to do is hit left control and T. You'll see the word area down here. There's another mode and I'll show you later on. Alright, but for now, just know that left control and T is area lock. Okay, I'm going to fly back to where we need to be. On the way there, I'm going to switch to my bombs. In this case would be 6 of this. And then what I'm going to do is to confirm my target. Okay. So earlier we know that let me open up the TGT map. Okay, come. So we know that this is the blue smoke at this spot. So wherever I'm looking somewhere here will be the final destination for the bomb. Okay. So let's fly back again. Let's drop the bomb this time. So flying back. Okay. 2 clicks high and whatever. Okay. Bomb drop once. Let's take a look at the bomb. Now there's no fine tuning like a dual mode does. Alright. So once you designate the spot, the bomb will drop within, I don't know, give or take a couple of meters, 10 meters maybe. Oh shit. Alright, done. Alright. Now to make sure I'm not cheating, I'm going to point at the ground. This road here, and I'm going to drop another bomb. I'm not going to do your I'm not going to cut this out, so you should see that it's not edited. So once again, I'm going to drop another bomb. Okay, now take a look at the same spot, that blue smoke. It's going to go nearer, I guess. Okay, let's take a look at it. Wait for the bomb to drop. It's about there soon. Boom. It will always be within that designated spot. You cannot change it. I mean, you can change it, means to say that you have to clear the selection and then delete the marker and then designate again. Make sense? Now, here comes the good thing about the dual mode. Okay. Either way, regarding GPS mode, before I actually move on to the dual mode. In GPS mode, usually we will use it for static installations, meaning to say a building, or maybe a MG nest, you want to take it out, alright? Something that doesn't really move at all. Yeah, actually. Or maybe like an area itself, okay? Depending on the bomb and the yield itself. Okay, so let's move on to this one, dual mode. Same thing, I'm going to designate here, and then we'll try to hit the convoy. Sounds interesting, isn't it? So I'm going to mark this area first. Now I'm going to open up my I-TGT system. Let the autopilot do its own thing. So dual mode, GPS plus laser, convoy is here. I still want to use slot 1, so I'm going to clear my selection. I'm going to delete the slot, delete the destination, and I'm going to designate a new spot. Okay, so I'm going to click on this junction right here. It will be marked with a red smoke. Alright, so junction here, select. Okay, that's it. That is the only selection I'm going to do. However, now, in order to use this whole, make use of this whole dual mode, over here you see mode GPS. We do not want that. We want dual mode, meaning to say that you will use the laser designator that you have on your plane right now. So I'm going to hit this button called mode, and it says select GPS type. The minute I hit it, you'll see the mode turns to dual. Alright, there are a total of 4 modes in this I-TGT system. First one being GPS, next being dual, followed up by CG, and then lastly CG-terminal, and then it will loop back to GPS. But for this tutorial, it's GPS and dual mode only. Okay, makes sense. So I'm in this dual mode, and I've already designated and selected my destination. Okay, let's fly to this area. Let's drop a bomb, but this time around with the laser on. Where is it? Okay, I'm 11 clicks, doesn't matter. Alright, so let me make a fast one, hopefully. So switch your weapons down to you. For me, it's a lightning pod. Yours might be the same, might be different. I recommend that you use the same if you are learning. If you are very familiar with all of these pods, yeah, go ahead, use whatever you want, but make sure there's a laser designator in it. Okay, so now it's off. The minute I left click on it, it will say it's on, which means to say your laser, or rather you are actually lasing a target already. So how do we know that, aside from looking at this top right, how do we know it's on? So we're going to go into the camera mode, and then you see this laser symbol up here. I'm going to off it and then on it again. You will see this red symbol. Yeah, that's to tell you that your laser is on. Okay, so let's just slow down by a lot. I'm gonna overshot either way. So let's take a look at this junction here. Remember where we marked? Open TGT. See this area? Yep. So we marked somewhere here, right, at the junction, and then the red smoke is to the right of it. Okay. Hang on, let me turn around. Now let's attack the convoy, okay? The convoy is up here. Now, you have earlier I mentioned about this whole geolock mode and all that stuff, okay? I'm going to show you what we call a point lock. I don't really know the official term or whatever, but I just want to call it point lock. You'll see what I mean afterwards. Wherever it is. Now when I'm in area lock mode, right? The minute I look at this the vehicle, you will turn to the word point. Okay? So what this means is that if this vehicle starts moving right now, if it's spooked and then it starts moving away, your camera will track it, right? However far it goes. Okay? But doesn't matter. The whole point right now is to show you that I've already designated the junction. Now, this convoy right here, right? Take a look at how far is the junction from the convoy. Likewise, vice versa. So, junction here. The last guy in the convoy is here. Okay, so I'm going to hit this guy, but my designation is here. So you can hit here. Just mark this guy. So point lock, just in case he gets spooked. Well, obviously he's not going to get spooked because there's no one there, right? So I'm going to fly back, drop a bomb, slow down quite a bit. You do not have to be in the camera mode for this one. The minute you lock onto either a geo lock or a point lock, you're free to fly around and do your thing. So take a look. Dual mode activated, as for some reason it does this, and then boom. All right. So before the bomb hits the ground, all right, you have the freedom to actually change the trajectory of the bomb to a certain extent, actually. Okay. So let's just repeat that. I'm going to hit the first vehicle in the convoy. Okay. So what I can do is, look, I'm just a bit cocky and all. I'm just gonna drop a bomb first, okay? And then wait for a while, and then just look at the first guy. Whatever, it's area or point. Okay, it's a bit finicky, but don't worry about that. Dual mode activated on the bottom left, and it's gonna hit this guy. Boom. Okay, whatever, just bugged out or whatever. Bang, nailed it. Make sense? Cool enough for this dual mode. Now once again, I'm going to repeat the whole dual mode and whole laser, or rather painting a target scenario. Say for example you didn't bring a targeting pod, a lightning pod, okay? Say your buddy in the air has a lightning pod, but he doesn't have bombs. In other words, you have bombs, and you have only one thing which is the bombs, and then he has the other thing which is the lightning pod. Both of you can actually hit the target. So you drop the bomb, you designate everything. He will be the one guiding the final destination for the bomb to land in the dual mode. Okay, but obviously you're gonna make sure you're gonna tell your buddy that he's on dual mode, so he can turn on his laser, paint a target, drop. Alright. Likewise, if you have guys on the ground and I don't know, depending on the plane itself, you may not, how should I put this? You don't want to sacrifice a pylon for a targeting pod. Yeah, you can get them to use their own laser designator, or maybe a vehicle that has a laser designator built in it can also designate a target for you. We are talking about strictly dual mode, because GPS you can't do anything. So in GPS, even if you lace, it's still not gonna work because it's just GPS only. Make sense? Okay. Yeah, I guess this is it. This is it for all the tutorial though. If you are actually, like what I mentioned earlier in the video, if you are learning your bombs, or rather your ordnance, your bombs, your missiles, your rockets, all that stuff, work with what I show you first, and then maybe you can expand a little bit more. Right? You got a lot more interesting weapons, like for example the GBU-24A, which is a GPS/laser guided 2,000 pound bomb. Right? You still have small diameter bomb, all that stuff, a lot of interesting stuff, but I'm not gonna confuse you. For now, just use the EGBU-12 Paveway 2. Then from there you work your way up. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. Weapons we've gone through, just take your time. Start from one weapon, then learn as you go. GPS mode, where you designate is where it will drop. There is no further adjustments. Dual mode, where you designate, where it will go to, but you can still make final adjustments. Make sense? Yeah. So this is it for this tutorial, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.